It's Movie Mania today on Channel 33 RPM. Hey, Frank here. Hope everyone's having a great week. As some of you likely know, I'm hosting a super easy record giveaway right now. Just a quick reminder, the deadline to enter is March 8th. That's this Sunday. This contest, there's two ways to enter. One of them is to do a video response showing some of your soundtracks. I want to get in on the fun, and I'm going to show you some of my favorite soundtracks today. First up is the classic 1975 movie Jaws. Who didn't love Jaws? And as this says right here, the nation's #1 best-selling book, now the screen super thriller. Clockwork Orange. Great movie. As you can see on the back there, it's got some scenes from the flick. Here's another one I recently picked up. This one is actually still sealed. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I may have to do a future sealed to revealed one on this one because, again, I haven't opened it up yet. I got some scenes from the movie on the back, and of course the original hype sticker includes a special bonus record of the hit theme from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Reservoir Dogs, another great movie from Quentin Tarantino. This was a record store day release a couple years back, and it's on the colored vinyl with the custom labels. The Trick or Treat soundtrack, featuring the band Fastway. So if you haven't seen this movie, Ozzy Osbourne's in it playing a television evangelist. Gene Simmons is in here playing a radio station DJ. Sparky from Family Ties is one of the main characters, and the soundtrack is great. On the horror theme, and I absolutely love horror, here's the soundtrack for Friday the 13th, Part 1, 2, and 3. And what's really cool about this one is the album cover is actually in 3D. You need 3D glasses, but when you put them on, you see Jason busting through the window. I'm a child of the 80s, and I grew up watching 80s comedies, including this one of my favorites, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. On the back, you have Sean Penn there as Jeff Spicoli, and the soundtrack to this one's actually pretty cool. It's got Jimmy Buffett, Sammy Hagar, Billy Squier, and others. Still in the 80s, still on comedy, Bachelor Party starring Tom Hanks. I saw this one in the Goodwill for a couple bucks, and I had to grab it. Anyone remember John Hughes? Here's some Pretty in Pink. Whatever happened to Molly Ringwald anyway? What do you get when you combine Dan Aykroyd and John Candy? Comedy genius! The Great Outdoors. Okay, I'll give you a hint about this next one. It's got not just one, but 2 tracks performed by Huey Lewis. I'm talking about Back to the Future, starring Michael J. Fox. A great trilogy from back in the day, which I still enjoy watching once in a while. The Huey Lewis tracks are The Power of Love and Back in Time. The final track on this record is Johnny B. Good, performed by Marty McFly with the Starfighters. Who didn't love this movie back in the 80s? Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy. I remember being in 5th or 6th grade and somehow getting into the theater to see this movie. I loved it then and I love it today. This next one is an example of where the soundtrack was just as good as the movie. I'm talking about Good Morning Vietnam, starring the late great Robin Williams. Platoon. Original motion picture soundtrack and songs from the era, jam-packed full of great stuff. Merle Haggard, The Doors, Jefferson Airplane, Otis Redding. Before I get out of here, there are 2 soundtracks I forgot to mention. AC/DC's Who Made Who, which was the soundtrack to Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive, and the Young Guns 2 soundtrack, Blaze of Glory, which was John Bon Jovi's first solo album and is actually a killer record. That's all I have for you today, vinyl friends. If you enjoyed this episode, consider leaving a quick like. Comments and shares are also always appreciated. Until next time, keep on spinning.